You are watching Photowalks from Palm Desert.
The last time we were here, we were talking about how wonderful it is to visit and photograph Palm Springs. And thank you very much. That video was the most viewed Photowalks TV episode of 2022. So now we're back and we're going to explore greater Palm Springs, because there's a lot more to Palm Springs than just Palm Springs, the city. There are 9 resort cities right here in Palm Springs. And I say today, we take a little trip down the road to Palm Desert. If you love animals, if you love big wide open spaces, I think you're going to love Palm Desert.
On Photowalks TV, I invite you to join me on a virtual photo walk as we explore and search for the best photo spots and how to get pro-level quality on the same camera you've probably got in your pocket, a smartphone, so no fancy gear needed. I'm Jefferson Graham, a lifelong photographer, journalist, and video maker. Thanks for joining me here. Stay tuned for photo tips, but first, let's explore Palm Desert.
Palm Desert is, Palm Desert's absolutely beautiful. It is definitely more opened up because, like I said, it's newer.
The space, the mountains, the colors, the saturation, the skies, the contrast.
Well, it took about a half hour to drive here to Palm Desert with a population of 50,000 people, but drive a little bit up the road and you'll find the wide open desert spaces like we've got right here. This is a hiking trail, the Henderson Trail, which is right up the road from El Paseo, the major shopping district in Palm Desert. Palm Desert, shopping, great hotels, golf courses, the wide open spaces, and those animals. Let's begin by going over to the Living Desert and taking a look at their cactus garden and zoo.
The Living Desert is a great alternative to going to Africa on a safari. It's a lot closer and a lot cheaper. Many of the animals are easily approachable and thus really easy to snap on your smartphones.
Get your phone out.
You can come on down here, folks. You're going to spread out along the rail.
Okay, who is this beautiful lady over here?
Yeah.
Getting great shots of the animals here at the Living Desert is not hard on your smartphone, particularly if you stop at the giraffes and the wallabies. The giraffes are right on top of you and they're so large, and the wallabies are approachable. But if you want to get some of the other animals like the rhinos or the zebras, you're going to need a camera for that because they're further apart from the public. I use my Sony RX10 IV for that.
This is what they look like on the smartphone, even at telephoto, and of course, giraffes, no problem. 2 other great places to see and photograph animals in Palm Desert, and they're free. The Palm Desert Civic Center off Fred Waring Drive has tons of ducks roaming its lake. That's fun, huh? More exotic are the pink flamingos at the JW Marriott Desert Springs Resort and Spa. There are many of them in a little lake on the property. Aren't they gorgeous? The Marriott also offers boat rides on its man-made waters in the afternoon, which could provide a fun alternative photo angle. But pro tip, you need to make a reservation ahead of time, so be sure to book ahead.
And now a quick word from our sponsor, SmugMug, from out here in the desert. Thank you, SmugMug, for supporting Photowalks TV as we take out on the road in search of the best photo spots. Thank you, SmugMug, for supporting my photography and video all these years. You know, storage used to be free, or at least so we thought, but there's no such thing as free storage. All my photos and videos are backed up on SmugMug, which frankly has better terms and prices than Apple, Google, Dropbox, Microsoft, in that storage is unlimited for your JPEGs and for videos that are at least 3 gigs or under. The beautiful thing about cloud storage is your photos are there. You don't have to worry about what happens if you lose your devices or lose your hard drive. It is there. So I urge all Photowalks TV viewers to go check out SmugMug if you haven't already. There's a free 2-week trial at smugmug.com. Go check it out. And now back to Palm Desert.
The best photo spots in Palm Desert to shoot the open spaces, like the one you just saw me in? Well, there are 3 of them, and they're incredible. One is in town on a trail called Bump and Grind, which is right behind the Target. It's where I filmed this awesome time-lapse on my iPhone. Number 2 is called the Randall Henderson Trail. That's the one I told you about at the front of the episode. It's accessible by turning off El Paseo onto Route 74, the Pines to Palms Highway, and it's just about 4 miles from town. Besides the trail, which is great for walking, you also get this classic shot of the iconic Palm Desert sign nearby. Pro tip: end of the day with clouds makes it really dramatic. And stay tuned, in a minute I'll show you how to make it really pop with a smartphone app. Another 8 miles up the road will take you to the Coachella Valley Vista Point for a marvelous overlook of the desert. It's also a great place to watch the sunrise over the mountains. You can continue up the road and you'll get a scenic back route to Temecula and the San Diego area. Okay, it's time for photo tips. Again, each of these shots were taken on an iPhone 14 Pro Max without any special attachments. Let's begin with my favorite shot, the man standing on an overlook watching the sunrise. When I saw him do that, I said to myself, that's a photo, Jeff. And I grabbed my camera quickly and snapped. To get the clouds here from the bump and grind hike that I told you about earlier, I had to tilt the camera up to eliminate the distraction of the large Target store in the bottom of the frame. A big box retail store kind of ruins the open space desert motif, don't you think? For this pink flamingo, the trick was isolating just one bird and to get the reflection in the water. To do this, I used the 3x telephoto lens on the iPhone and waited patiently for my moment. By going telephoto, it put the focus on just one bird, not many, and it got the result that I wanted. With the cactus, I again went 3x, and I was also lucky in that I had backlighting, which emphasized the light around the flower, which brings us to photo tip, the most important one, which is that timing is everything. You can't make light like this appear, but if it's there, do something with it. For the Palm Desert sign that we spoke about earlier, again, timing was key with those great dramatic clouds. But let's be honest, an app really helped me here as well. My favorite app is the free Adobe Lightroom mobile app, which I use to boost colors and darken the sky with its sliders. The key ones are the blacks and the haze. Check out the blog section of the photowalkstv.com website for more details on this, but here's before and after. Which one do you prefer? Now for this cool shot of the desert, all lit up, no app was necessary. All that was required was to climb out of bed early and show up. I snapped a shot at 5:30 a.m. because I knew the sky would be a little brighter than in the middle of the night, and I also shot 2 time lapses from here of the sun rising from 2 different locations, pretty close to each other, on 2 different phones in different angles. I always bring 2 phones with me on a shoot for this very reason. Time lapses are easy. Just put the phone on a tripod, open time-lapse mode, and prepare to let it roll for at least 45 minutes to an hour. You might get 10 to 15 seconds of footage afterwards. It's short, but isn't it cool? Swimming pools and palm trees, a challenge because those trees go on forever and stick out of your photo incomplete, and I find it very frustrating. So I either focus on the pool itself or something else, a sliver of the pool without the tree trunks looking as awful. Sometimes I'll just focus on the water itself and the reflections from the sun. Take a look at these 3 shots. I don't like the tree on the right. Here I cropped and took most of the pool out, and here I took some of the trees out. One of these will work for you. Which one do you prefer? Finally, as I walked down the Tony shopping district of El Paseo, my goal was to tell a story. Glitz, glamour, and bright colors in the desert. Now, I'm a sucker for elaborate mannequins, so they were my first stop, along with the signs of the high-end stores and the great local art. For this fun piece of oval on display, I try to do something cool by working with a circle and getting a palm tree in the middle. This was simple trial and error and moving my body around until I got it right. Oh, and I gotta tell you that some of these crazy shots were not done on an iPhone, but the wild Insta360 X3 camera, which sees the world a little differently from us. It has 2 lenses and it shoots all sides while you are recording. It also has an app that lets you do these nutty tricks, like in this shot with me and the giraffe looking out over the planet. And of course, those aerial shots, not on an iPhone, but a drone. Logistics. The greater Palm Springs area is roughly a 2-hour drive from Los Angeles or an easy plane ride from elsewhere. The 9 desert cities, Palm Springs, Desert Hot Springs, Cathedral City, Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, Indian Wells, Indio, La Quinta, and Coachella, well, they're in the eastern desert and they are a 4-hour drive from Phoenix. To the east or Las Vegas to the north. The area is known for remarkably warm weather in the winter when it's colder elsewhere and excessive hot heat in the hundreds during the summer.
And that's Palm Desert. I hope you got some great ideas about things to photograph the next time you're out here or in Palm Springs. If you haven't seen the original Palm Springs episode of Photowalks TV, I'm going to point right there. I'm going to hope it shows up. Please stay tuned for that, as well as other episodes from the greater Palm Springs area as we explore more desert cities. Check below in the description. I've got a link to the Photowalks TV newsletter there, jeffersongraham.substack.com. Please subscribe. Please subscribe to Photowalks TV right here on YouTube as well. And you know what, everyone? I'm going to see you on the next Photowalk, and I can't wait. Bye-bye. I'm Jefferson Graham.